be seated just for a few moments from Ezra chapter 7 and verse 6. We want to speak from this subject, the hand of the Lord upon you. The hand of the Lord upon you. Now, child of God, just in case you didn't catch it, I said the hand of the Lord upon you. Now, so often we come to the church and we're glad that the pastor is there because we assume that the hand of the Lord is upon him. And then a few other key people at the church, and you know, you kind of accept that they got a little something from God also. But child of God, we have so many who is not where they should be because they don't recognize that the hand of God is upon them.
Come on now.
The hand of the Lord is upon you. Now, God's favor is all over you, and he's been doing a great work for you, even though you may not have not given him the praise or the recognition, but God's hand is upon you. Can you imagine the masses that have been planted in the graveyard, but you hadn't been there? Because God's been keeping you. So many never reach the plateau or the level of success that you have. I know you might not want to say you got it, you have success, but I'm telling you, I'm looking you right now and say you're lying if you say you hadn't reached some places that other people have not made. You would imagine, if you could imagine the people in third world countries who goes through a hardship just to get here and be here illegally. And to be afforded the opportunity not to do it, just the opportunity. God's hand have been upon you. All the time that we don't waste it taking on things that really don't belong to us, when we don't want to accept the fact that God's hand is upon you. But here's something that's rushing in on me, and I'm going to share it with you. It could be that the reason you don't want to accept that the hand of God is upon you because you know responsibility comes with his hand. So you want to claim failure, and I ain't quite got it, and I'm missing this or that. The devil is a lie. You got everything you need. Now I'm going to bring this word, and I'm going to be a little abstract. I'm not going to try to be verse by verse, but I'm just going to talk to you a little bit. But I'm going to be dealing with this thing from an angle where I'm talking about Ezra, but I'm not saying Ezra. I'm going to say you. You Ezra today. You the man of God. You the person of favor. You the one that God chosen for such a time as this. Now, one of the things about it is when you look at it, God's children, or we could say we, our family, the family of God, who had came from obscurity, from nothing to something. And when God brought us out of a bad place, when we was in the house of bondage, God brought us out. God brought us out, but because of our grumbling, it took us a while to get to the place where God wants us to be at. Now, we grumble for a little while, and look like every time God was about ready to do something, we started grumbling again. Because of our grumbling, it took 40 years. It took 40 years to take a 4-day journey to a certain place. 40 years. 40 years to get to a spot because we was grumbling. Well, it took 40 years, but just before we went in and took possession of the completeness of what God wants us to have, we wind up getting a little dialogue from God through Moses. And basically, he told us, y'all like the land? Yes, sir, we like it. Brought us out, put us in a large place. The houses that we had was real nice. Oh, yes, we going down that street too. The thing that God gave us was more than enough. So we had a house that we did not build. We had property that had been manicured. Somebody else had plowed it. Somebody else had done all the things that make the land productive. We had vineyards that was producing. Somebody said productive. God told us that if we did not mind, that's the old word, I'm sorry, I'm an old man. Listen to that. If God told us that we didn't obey, we didn't keep his word, he was going to run us off the land.
He did tell us that.
That's what he said. And so just as sure as God said it, how many of y'all do know that God keeps his promises? So the Lord kept his promise. He told us that if you don't act right, I'm running you away from that. All right, now let me kind of shift just a little in a more contemporary manner, and that is that we didn't act right with God's stuff. We didn't act right, and what we wind up happening to us, we got ran away from the family estate. The family was split. Y'all do know that the family is split right now. The children don't have what they should because the family is split. Don't get mad with me, but I need to address some things. The family is split when mama got 3 or 4 sets of children in the house. Take a week if you need to examine what I just said. All right? And then we ain't raising them up like we should. We should be running over with no other children right now. Somebody should be wondering, what can we do? What can we do with these children? But what is it? Mama left them at the house. My God. There's some of the folks I need to be preaching to, they at the house. They are literally trying to get over a hangover. That's where they're at. That's where they're at. I don't want to bother them. I'm just preaching to the ones that's here, and thank God that you walked in. We appreciate you. But what I want you to look at is how the family have been torn apart because we did not conduct ourselves like we should in the season that we should have did.